Thanks for joining the Eastern Maine Sports Media Podcast, where tonight we have Darren Allen, coach of Mount Abram Soccer, and a couple of their players, and we'll get right to them in just a second. First, want to let you know what's coming up here on Eastern Maine Sports Media. December 3rd, we have a high school basketball preview. We'll have coaches and media members from around the state joining us for that on that Sunday night. So be looking forward to that, and we'll have the winter sports schedule shortly, probably in the next few days. So look forward to that. And you can find this podcast on YouTube, right where you're probably watching it right now, or anywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, Odyssey, wherever you get your podcast. Tune in, you can listen there, or watch it live on the on YouTube at any time. You can go back and watch any of our old podcasts too. But now we want to get to our guest tonight, and as I said, again, if you guys want to introduce yourself first, Coach, you go first, and then your players.
All right, Coach Darren Allen.
I'm Morgan Thibodeau.
And I'm Sam Cockerham.
All right. Well, thank you guys. And Coach, first I want to start with you. This is the first state championship in Mount Abram history. You've been coach of this program 17 years. Been through some down years, some very good years where you got very, very close. Just talk about what this means to this program and to this community.
It's kind of it's the icing on the cake, like we've been so close a couple times. Waynfleet's kind of been our nemesis. I've coached in the regional final. This was my 5th time to the regional final. I coached 2004. We went there, lost the eventual state champion. 2008, we lost to Waynfleet. 2021, 2022, lost to Waynfleet, and then 2023 beat Trait. It means a lot. It means a lot.
And Morgan, just that regional final, you got the big win, 5-1 over Trait. Kind of monkeys off your back with that one.
Yeah, I'd say so. Heading into that game, I think we had a good game plan. Had done some good research on them, and overall, I think we were pretty confident going into that game, and just handled it as another game. Thought of it as another game, and just handled business. So.
Sam, I want to go back to one of the games of the regular season. I kind of looked over your schedule a little bit, the last few days, and Mount Blue. They're a school from a higher class, and you guys, does that give you kind of confidence going into the rest of the season?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Mount Blue's always a funny one because we're both in Franklin County, so it's always a big deal when we play them. And yeah, they're Class A and we're Class C, so definitely beating them felt really good, and definitely I think gave the whole team confidence. So
yeah. And Coach, just talk about that game again. You don't see, we've seen it in a few other sports this year also, but you don't see a lot of times Class C play Class A teams, but that kind of proved you could play with anybody that you got matched up against, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This is the first year we got crossovers. So excited when we got the schedule in the spring, and we had the 3 big crossovers: Mount Blue, Gardner, and Greeley. Those are 3 huge ones, and it's also a common opponent of Waynfleet because we were trying to match up with them and see where we stood with them. So, Mount Blue is like 30 minutes away. It's basically a home game for us. So that's the closest game we had. We haven't played them, I don't think, since the 90s on the regular schedule. I could be wrong, 80s. Because we hadn't been able to do any crossovers before. So Coach Zach Conalog has done a great job of that program, and they were very tough. They're tough at home. They played us extremely tough, and unfortunately, we didn't get a clean sheet. That's kind of our goals, is clean sheets. 15 shutouts. So I would have liked 16 shutouts, but they scored late on a deflection, and it kind of gave them some life. We kind of hung on there at the end, and it gave us a lot of confidence. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Morgan, talking about another one of those crossover games Coach just talked about. Your next to last regular season game was against Greeley, where you went to Cumberland and got the 1-0 win. How was the energy in that game?
I think it was really high energy. We went into that game, I think it was their senior night. Really rowdy crowd, and I think we as a team kind of thrive on that high intensity, rowdy crowd type of environment and atmosphere. So I think it was a great game for us, and really kind of set the rest of the bar for the rest of the season as far as what we can do and how much potential we actually had.
Yeah, Coach, to build the program, you obviously need to start at the youth level. I'm sure you've done that. And how does this help? You see the younger kids see, you guys winning the gold ball. Do you think that kind of helps get the younger kids want to be involved?
Absolutely. They get excited. We started the youth program in 2008. Mark Keller and Mark used to be the girls coach here. Now he's a assistant principal at Spruce Mountain, athletic director. And that has grown the youth program. Also our local club, Western Maine United. This group of these guys have all played with Western Maine United. That also helps. COVID kind of hurt our club a bit, local club, because there's not as many kids involved. But hopefully this, the youth see this and say, hey, look what they did. I mean, all these kids played in the rec program and in the club program, and that should reignite that after COVID hit, get kids more involved in that.
Sam, how's it feeling been at school since you won? I mean, it's been a little bit over a week now. Has it kind of the feeling kind of changed any at school and kind of looked at among the other students some kind of differently?
I mean, the season's died down a little bit in basketball starting, but during the time it was, everybody was congratulating us and the team, and it was really cool to see. But yeah, it's calmed down a bit, but still really cool.
Now, do you guys play basketball or any other sport?
No, I don't. I do track in the spring, but that's it.
Yeah. Now, Morgan, talk about some of the other players on the team. I know you guys are two of the three captains, and just talk about some of the other key players on the team.
Yeah. So our third captain, Peyton Mitchell, he was our holding mid the entire season, and really solid player. Just a typical center defensive mid. Strong in the air, can pass the ball, and can shoot when he has to. Really just controls the midfield. So he's huge for us. Another midfielder, I would say, is Chase Ross. He's actually a freshman, and he stepped into a huge role with having to fill in a huge gap, I feel like, from last year's team. So he did phenomenally this season. Killian Pillsbury, he was one of our forwards. Again, just a natural goal scorer, always a threat, kind of always involved. So, and then, and I'd say our whole defensive line, honestly, Cam Gray, Bryce Wilcox, Ash Rollins, and Andrew Rother. Again, they just only conceding 3 goals the entire season is really something to talk about and to look at. And it's truly amazing what the team put together this season. So
certainly is. You have scored opponents 73-3. That's pretty darn impressive. Coach, talk about that defense, because people see the score, some of the scores, 8-0, 6-0, whatever. A lot of talks about the offense, but you wouldn't have been able to get this championship without the play of the defense.
Absolutely, you're right. Not enough credit. I think out in the media, they see how much we score goals, but 15 clean sheets. We thought we were doing well the previous 2 years when we gave up 4 goals each season. But this year we only gave up 2 in the regular season, 3, including the playoffs. That group back there, it's very tight. We play a very European style where we like to push our outside backs up to get involved in the offense. So it puts a lot of pressure on the 2 center backs. And defending is a lot of communication and organization. That's what the key is. And Bryce Wilcox and Cam Gray, our 2 center backs, are just phenomenal. And Cam Gray, it's his first year playing high school soccer. He's a really good basketball player. And we worked on him to play this year because we know he would have a hole to fill. He's done tremendously. In that Greeley game, he really shut down their attack. And Bryce, you know, he goes hard, he wins head balls, he's fantastic. So we work on our defense a lot. And the goalkeepers, both Trey Reed and Logan Dubé, both top-notch goalkeepers, have been tremendous, you know, but that whole defense, you know, not enough gets talked about them, and kudos to them. I mean, 15 shutouts and only 3 goals allowed is something you have to like be astonished by, because you couldn't write this script in Hollywood. You really couldn't, because it wouldn't be believable, but we did it.
Yeah, certainly did. And Coach, talk about the matchup in the state game. Obviously, maybe not a team you see as much as some of the teams in your conference or your league. How is it preparing for them, George Stevens, and did you get a chance to see them much on video beforehand?
Yeah, we were scrambling for some video. We found some, I believe, in the regional final game, and I think we found another tape. And we really, my assistant coach and I, Glenn Merlocka, really looked at the video and took some things from that and really worked on it. George Stephen, hats off to them. You know, they played us tough. After that first 10, 15 minutes, it was a different ball game. And they really stymied our attack. They really frustrated us. And we were trying to do a lot of adjustments to try to see if we can break free and score a goal. Unfortunately, we did score a second goal. It was called back. But again, the defense came and it was really phenomenal that match in the state final. But video was hard to find on them. I have a lot of respects for George Stevens Academy in Blue Hill. You know, so we tried our best with the video. We don't get to see them play at all, but they were a really, really good club.
Sam, when you get ahead 1-0 in that state game, how much confidence do you and your team have knowing that you only gave up two goals in the whole 3 goals, including the tournament? So you must have a lot of confidence once you get that 1-goal lead, huh?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it helps, but I mean, we always try to keep our heads and make sure we don't get too confident, because in years past we have gotten too confident and it's come back to bite us. And yeah, I guess it definitely feels good, but we just always try to stay humble and sure we get the job done before we celebrate.
And Morgan, when during the season or before the season, when was the point where you kind of had the feeling that this could happen? Was there a certain point in the season?
Yeah, I would say after our Greeley game down there. Again, that's a really strong opponent and has been, kind of a powerhouse for many years now. Just to go down there on their senior night again, and that big occasion, and, being able to pull out the win when I think we were really the underdogs in that game going into it, on paper. I think it says a lot about this group and what we knew we could do after winning that. So,
Coach, first I want you to talk about your 6 seniors, your seniors in the group, and the leadership they provide on and off the field. And then after that, maybe what you have coming up, that maybe you could try this again.
Yeah. So the 6 seniors are paramount. We really put a lot of emphasis on leadership in this program. I'm constantly talking to the captains and the seniors on, get their feedback, what they see, a different perspective. And so Trey Reed, Cam Frost, Morgan and Sam, Peyton Mitchell. I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Bear Rollins. Always talking to the seniors and getting their input. And that's the buy-in that you need to have. So they feel they're part of the team. A lot of this is give and take in this program, coaching, so they get that buy-in. So my assistant, as far as next year goes, so my assistant has already started like throwing out stuff. And I'm like, can we just enjoy this for a while? I don't want to think about next year just yet, but we had 15 freshmen come out for the program. And a few of them saw a significant time, and a few of them played in that senior game because in the state final, because we had an injury to Killian who couldn't go. So we had to shift things up, and we brought in Peyton Mitchell's younger brother, Bren, who's bigger than his brother, taller than his brother, and plays a target. So I always look at the situation, the kids we have in the formation that best suits those kids. I just don't have a set formation every year and say, oh, you're going to fit XYZ here. No, you have to pick the best formation that fits your kids every year. And, it's going to have to change the formation up, try to make another run. It'll be different. Nothing happens the same twice. We're losing some very impactful seniors, leadership wise, goal scoring, assist, all the things that they do on the field. Everybody, the 11 kids in the bench all have roles to play, and it's defining those roles for those kids and make sure they have buy-in. That's the biggest thing, that the kids get buy-in.
I'm going to ask you guys kind of the same question. We're kind of going to wrap it up here in a few minutes, but I want to ask you guys the same question. First, Sam, obviously I know the answer is the most memorable moment Mount Abram soccer was the win of the state championship. But other than that, as your time at Mount Abram, what will you take out of it? In 5 years you're going to remember the state championship. But what other things will you remember from your time at Mount
Abram? Definitely. Every team that I've ever played on has been amazing, and they're always like my best friends every year. And the community that comes out to watch all of our games is incredible. And even when we're away, it always feels like we're at home because we have such a big following, and our community is really great. So yeah, I'd say those two things.
Nice. Morgan, kind of the same thing. What will you take out of your time at Mount Abram, playing for Coach Allen and the program?
I'd say kind of the same thing. This team specifically, and then teams before that, it's just been such an incredible experience for the past 4 years. And obviously, cherry on the top with the golden ball at the end. But again, community, such a great community to play for and represent. You're on the field and you look over, and a whole grandstand of seats is completely filled out of Mount Abram fans. So it's really, really nice to see the support that this community has for the kids and the team. I hope that continues for the next couple of years. And then obviously, I think the coaching staff needs some recognition as well. We've had such a great coaching staff. They work so hard, trying new things, trying new drills in practice, pushing us, keeping us focused. And so I think that's what I remember the most.
Yeah. And Coach, we're going to wrap it up with this. First of all, what will you miss most about this group of seniors? That's the first question.
Yeah, every year you lose your seniors, and it's tough. And I told these guys at the awards night, like, I didn't have to give this group the speech, which is, when you lose in the playoffs and you gather the seniors over together as a group and say, just remember where you come from. I didn't give these guys a speech because we didn't lose in the playoffs, which is completely brand new to us because it's never happened before. So this group is very tight. What I will miss is like trips the summer overnight to soccer training camps. Those are really fun with the group because we get to spend the time in the dormitories. We get to go to a beach in the ocean, which we don't have an ocean close around here at all. I think that that summer experience is paramount, the togetherness and such. And once the season starts, it's such a blur, in that tightness in that group. I've had some great seniors here, all the way. Every year I've coached, they've been fantastic. And the tightness, the community support, and these guys have been really good. I miss them all the time. My son, 3 sons played here. They were great leaders. They played here. They went on. I miss them here, but I understand that every year there's another group coming. It makes it really hard as a coach and a teacher. You get really used to a group of kids, and they graduate and they leave and they all go their separate ways, and that's tough.
And lastly, It sounds. I've never been to a game at your home, place, but it sounds like it's a big event. It sounds like when you guys are playing, it's the event. It's people talk about Friday Night Lights for high school football, but it sounds like this is your big event at Mount Abram. The whole community comes out, no matter who you're playing.
Yeah, I mean, we have lights here. We put them in 2006. Someone said it would never get done. That motivates me even more. It got done 8 months, not years, but 8 months. So the whole community comes out. Everybody's here. I mean, that night game against the semifinal against Wainfleet, I look over across the way and it's from corner flag to corner flag, 3 rows deep of people. These seniors haven't lost a home ever. That's how much this home field advantage means to us. The crowd, the mountain in the background, it's just something special to play here for us. And it's phenomenal. And when we got the #1 seed and we knew that, teams would have to come to us, that's added incentive for us, really is. And no one likes to play here in October. It's not a fun place to play. I mean, we had to plow the field and shovel it because we got snow, and that's like the 3rd time it's happened in the last 4 years. So it's a special place for us. The pitch itself, nothing to brag about. It's luckily we got 30 inches of rain this summer, so the grass actually grew. But it's ours. It's our pitch. And people say it's the middle of nowhere. And some people may think that, but it's our home. So
you guys definitely, kept your home and won all your games there. So quite impressive. I want to thank all 3 of you guys for coming on tonight. It was a pleasure having you. It's a great story. Obviously we're in Eastern Maine, but I definitely, followed you guys, throughout your playoff run and quite impressive. And good luck to both of you guys in your future, whatever you guys choose to do. And Coach, I'm sure we'll talk again, and good luck, in coming years.
Hey, thanks so much for having us on. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys. So we're going to wrap this up now. I want to again remind you can watch this on YouTube, or you can listen to it on Spotify or anywhere you get your podcasts. Follow for more, and follow on YouTube so you can get notifications when we go live. Thanks again. Have a good night.